Hi there everyone, this is Scott Nicholson, and I have an InPlay video review of Mice and Mystics. We've been playing the game all afternoon, and I thought I would show you a little bit about what we're up to. So in the game, what you're doing is you're playing mice, and oh, aren't these the cutest little figures? You got these little mice, and we've been fighting centipedes, and we've been fighting these little roaches, and fighting all sorts of things. I was playing the Tinker or Warrior or Neds. So what happens in the game is you have an adventure. In this adventure, we were going in to rescue a mouse that was trapped on the mouse trap here, and trying to work our way in, fight monsters on the way in, get the mouse, and fight everything else that's on the tile. What you have is this board over here that's tracking what's going on. The top of the board is this clock, the doom clock, and that will fill up with cheese. Every time it fills up with cheese, then your marker goes up on this page thing, and when you hit the end, which actually just happened to us, then you fail, and that's what we did. We just failed. The game has an initiative track, which you set up per encounter. You get a new encounter whenever you flip a new board. So every time you get a new board, you'll go out and exit, you'll get a new board, and you'll put it up, and you'll put some monsters up, and then you'll begin to fight them. The initiative track tells you who goes and when. It's actually a pretty clever way to keep the game moving. It varies by the encounter. So what we found is actually we had a hard time with this game. We played through the first chapter. In the first chapter, two of us got captured during midway through. If you're captured or killed, you go back to your base character for the most part, and then you come back in if the rest of the party can kill everything on the tile. And we had another, just as we were getting ready to escape, a crow swooped down and killed one of our other members and captured her, so we had to go back in and deal with that. And this one, we tried this scenario a couple times. We lost both times. So we're finding the game to be pretty challenging, actually. Now, it could be this is the first time we're playing it, and as I'd like to say, the first time I play a game, I warn people that you're playing a game with the components of Mice and Mystics that may or may not bear actual resemblance to the rules of Mice and Mystics, because it could be there are rules I missed. That always happens. I go back and read the rules again. But anyway, I want to talk to one of the players and find out what he felt about this. Hi there! Who are you?
Hi, I'm Phil.
And what did you think of Mice and Mystics?
Mice and Mystics was very fun. It's very story-driven. The story in the book is extensive, and I could see definitely reading this to future children, or if you had a library with kids, they would enjoy it a lot. The characters in the game feel integrated to the story. I felt that more than in Descent. We really felt like we were the little guys fighting the big guys. I don't know if I would play it multiple quests in a row again, because a lot of the mechanisms are tied to the dice, and so if you're terribly unlucky most of the time like I am, you might not enjoy it after a couple quests. But we had a great time overall. I'm looking forward to playing another quest.
I think the comparison to Descent is a natural comparison. Now, I have to say, I grow very weary of Descent. I've played it some, and I find I get very tired of it. It's this very heavily tactical game. This game, you can play in that same way, but it moves a lot faster. It seems it's a lot faster to zip around the board and to do stuff. It is still basically a tactical battle game. You're still doing that, but I felt it was more fast-paced than Descent. It's a cooperative game, and so the game has instructions, but there's a lot more story to it than, say, in the Dungeons & Dragons game, where you're just sort of drawing the tiles and looking for things. So it sort of sits between those two games. If you're looking for something that's lighter than Descent in complexity and a little faster paced, it's not as deep, though. You don't have nearly the character development. Your characters can develop a little bit between chapters of this game, but not too much. So if you want a little character development and a little story without all the overhead of Descent, I'd say to take a look at it. I like the theme. The theme is fun. They've done a good job of making some interesting monsters that you deal with. Like, we had to deal with a cat, and the cat was pouncing on places and moving around. Some cool theme that's going on. So, I have to say I like this game. I don't think I'm going to play a whole day of it. I'll pull it out, and we'll play one adventure and work our way through that. But I like it better than the Dungeons & Dragons game because I like the stronger story drive of what's going on there. So I have to give this game a thumbs up. I'm glad I own it, and I don't plan on selling it. So that's all, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.